Welcome to the Richard Sherman Podcast. If you're new, hit that sub button. We're here to give you great NFL content. Stay tuned.
Richard, let's go across overseas to London. The Minnesota Vikings stay hot. They're 5-0 now. They beat the Jets, and they make Aaron Rodgers' life heck early and often, jumping out to a 17-0 lead right out the gates. This Vikings team is hot. I don't think anyone wants to play him. Brian Flores' defense is all over the field. They lead the league with 11 interceptions. Richard, what were your thoughts about this game? Is Aaron Rodgers struggling to find his footing? It doesn't look like he's very confident out there with the players he's throwing to. I mean, Garrett Wilson finally gets more involved with 13 receptions, but it's like when it's in crunch time, he throws the pick, and it's like, man, you really wish he had someone like Davante Adams over there that he could trust to look for that back shoulder fade, and instead he had Mike Williams that was not looking. Richard, where's your head at right now with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers?
Well, let's give a lot of credit to the Minnesota Vikings and what they've been able to do this year with Sam Darnold. Wasn't his best game at all, 14-31, 179 and an interception. But the rest of the team and that defense really picked him up, put a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Aaron had a few errant passes that got away from him, things he would want back, things where he's throwing the football, at least that last interception. And I think he expected Mike Williams, to be looking back. They executed that play a few times, the back shoulder fade, few yards down the field, look early, put the ball up. I don't know if he didn't get the signal or what the case was. Aaron left it a little bit inside. Stephon Gilmore made a lot of big plays. There were a lot of penalties in this game I did not agree with. I thought the refs got way too involved. There were 3 penalties on Sauce Gardner in the first half. And I think only maybe one was legitimate. Only one that I would say, yeah, that's probably PI or a holding or something. But the other ones, it's a pivot route. He's running through. There's always going to be a little bit of contact. One of them, Justin Jefferson, is running through and pushes on an out route to DJ Reed, and he pushes through, and DJ, it's a little hand fight, and he lets him go, and he runs through, he bats the pass away. I don't think those are penalties, and those were really changing the trajectory of the game and the momentum in the game, and they were making it easy to the point Minnesota literally just started dropping back and throwing the ball up and hoping for a penalty, and they were getting it. I don't like that, and I think that was a terrible look by the NFL. And the referees, they've been awful this season in a lot of games, not just this game. These refs, this is probably the worst ref season I've seen in probably the last 4 or 5 years. It's really bad, and it's starting to affect the quality of the football game we're watching. But yes, give Brian Flores a lot of credit. Opposing quarterbacks are really struggling, and they've played some really solid quarterbacks. They played the San Francisco 49ers, gave them a really tough game. The 11 interceptions. You give a lot of credit to Andrew Van Winkle. Ginkle, the Ginkler is what they call him. 2 pick sixes this season. Just seems to be in the right place at the right time, have a great feel. He's a hand in glove fit in this defense. Stephon Gilmore, we talked about, had the interception. Cameron Bynum had another interception. Justin Jefferson had 6 for 92, but drew multiple PI calls and holding calls that helped move the ball down the field. Harrison Smith had a sack. It just seems like they're in a good rhythm. They're confident. They're feeling good. They had some injuries today. They lost Aaron Jones, so this bye couldn't have come at a better time for them. They're going to go into this bye, heal up, and then they play your Detroit Lions. So we'll have to talk about that. This NFC North division is pretty crazy. It's getting really crazy. Obviously, the Green Bay Packers won today against the LA Rams. But Aaron Rodgers, this was a tough game to watch. He does not turn the ball over in the way he did. I think they said this is the first time in his career he threw 2 picks in the first quarter. He rarely has 2 interception games, period, point blank. He just looked a little off. And again, might be the time where they have to make a move. You hear about the Davante Adams situation, and I know there's a bunch of teams are aggressive for him and doing this and doing that and trying to make moves for him. I don't think he approved going anywhere but the New York Jets. And sure, he had his time with Derek Carr and they have a good relationship, a good rapport. But I think the way things are going right now and the just mishaps, the miscommunications, things that definitely wouldn't happen if Davante Adams were there because they just have a different rapport. I mean, we talk about it's almost like they have telepathy with one another. They have a really incredible connection, and it works. And it would have helped them win this game. I think if Davante Adams was a New York Jet, they win this game. They played well enough defensively at times to win this game. Will McDonald got another sack. Isaiah Oliver had a sack. Brandon Echols had an interception. DJ Reed played a really solid game. I thought Sauce played solid regardless of the penalties that they called on them, because I don't think there were penalties. But the Jets got to recover quick and get ready for this Monday night divisional game against the Buffalo Bills, and they have to have it. The Buffalo Bills are coming off a really, really tough last-second loss to the Houston Texans. We're going to get to that game and talk about it. The Vikings, like we said, have a bye week, and Mitchell, now we got to talk about this defense in a way that gets a lot of regard, because they are the Uber Eats, almost perfect defense. This is a segment brought to you by Uber Eats, the almost perfect defense, where we highlight the NFL defense that put on the week's most dominating performance. The Minnesota Vikings did that. They harassed Aaron Rodgers to the tune of 3 interceptions. They were hitting him. I saw multiple times him cringing. I thought he was about to go into the blue tent. Before that, roughing the punter call. Stephon Gilmore was playing lockdown coverage. We talked about the Ginkler and the impact that he's having. It's just been fun to watch this defense bringing pressure and creating chaos every single drive. And that's why they're this week's Uber Eats almost perfect defense for everything they were able to accomplish over there on the other side of the pond in London.
And remember, you can order almost anything with the Uber Eats app, the official on-demand delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Richard, it pains me to say it, but the Vikings look for real. They came out, they dominated early, defensively, offensively. This wasn't Sam Darnold's best game, but he got his beast involved in Justin Jefferson. And this team won ugly. That's the reality of it. And when they do that, they stay undefeated. This game against Detroit, holy cow, I'm excited for it, but that's going to be a true test in the division.